Welcome back to Schofield Motorsports. Working on He Hate Me Still. Probably working on him, I don't know, next 10 years. Who knows? Hopefully he'll be running sometime in 2023. So if you're watching this video at some point in the future and it's after 2023, ask me if it's running yet or not. So it's October 29th, Saturday. Been running errands all morning. But I got out here, opened a few things up that have come in. One of the cool things that came in was a transmission, Turbo 400 transmission rebuild kit from CK Performance. And I got an 1.25 inch die set for my tubing bender. Let's check these things out. Okay. So even though it may be a year or so before this is running, my brother's just really eager to build Turbo 400s. He built the one that was in a Regal. It lasted forever. I don't even know where it is now, but never, ever had a problem with it. The only problem we ever had was a piece of trash got in the trans brake solenoid and it rolled through the beams one time staging. Of course, it was in elimination, so that was no good. It was at the GS National, so supposedly this is some good stuff here from, oh yeah, look at those. Yeah, from CK Performance. This is a rebuild kit. I also ordered a first or second gear leave cast iron, or other words, a modified factory valve body trans brake for them. It hasn't come yet, so it's shipping separate. But I also got a 1.25 inch die set for the JD squared bender. I'll bend up some 1.25 inch tube in different places, but one place I know I'm going to use 1.25 inch is on the shock towers, or which are now strut towers. Is I might make a ring that goes around here to weld the top plate to. Come off this bar and go around and then maybe down to the frame rail, or go around, make a hoop, and then have a leg come up to catch this side. This side will be welded to this tube. Back here will be welded to this tube. Same on the other side. They're not exactly symmetrical. Of course, I'm pretty sure most people like this. I'm my own worst critic. So the more I look at this, the more I realize they're not symmetrical. I think some people get out there and start criticizing other people's shit on the internet. And that just really bugs me. Especially a lot of times you find that these people have no clue what they're doing. They're internet warriors, keyboard killers. They have no clue what they're talking about or what they're doing. So sorry about the rant. Today, I think I'm gonna mess around on the turbo kit. I think we'll end up cutting this tube off, shortening it up. It's just gonna make life simple. I think originally my plan was to cut it on that side of the tape, but knowing from this side that pipe is already going up in diameter, so I'm gonna cut it on this side of the tape. So, you know, it's only going to save about 1 inch, but I think that inch will be big at some point. I guess I took it off, put it on the bench. I've already kind of mocked up. I want it to come off of here, go down, go under the balancer around the front of the pan, and then come up over here. I've got a couple of choices, and I've got one more coming today. I've got a couple of choices on turbo flange. So this is a cast, I believe it is stainless, but it's cast. You can see the angle that the pipes come together. I've got that. I just keep ordering shit. So I've got that. I've got a single one. This is a really heavy duty flange. It'd be nice to use, but I think that's a 3 inch. 3 inch pipe. Look how heavy duty that is. So the other thought is the crossover pipe is 2.5. So get a 2.5 to 3 inch merge and stick this on the end of a 3 inch pipe, basically a Y merge. Could still do that. I guess I could get I don't know. This is probably the least likely of the options, but I got that off eBay. It's pretty heavy duty. Then I also have from Shitbox Supply a billet mild steel 2.5 inch pipe into T4 flange. It looks like they come in almost straight really thick piece. I'm pretty sure that's one I'm going to use. It's out for delivery today. Of course, you know, knowing the laws of nature, since I'm out here in the garage wanting to do this, it won't be delivered till like 8 or 9 o'clock tonight. But that is fine. I don't really have plans for tomorrow other than to be out here in the garage. So, as you can see, I've just bought all kinds of stuff. I've got 2 VS Racing 50 millimeter wastegates. Somebody's having a bad day. I hear a siren. Sounds like a fire truck or ambulance. Not good. So I'm going trying to figure out where the exhaust is going to go. I guess it could come out here under the fender and go down. I really don't want it to go through the fender. I mean, that's just kind of overplayed now, through the fender, through the hood. I mean, you know, if you want to do that, it's great. I mean, I'm so tired of people telling other people that what they want to do is stupid. So come on, guys, just appreciate what other people do and quit imposing your own will. Unless you're going to send me a check, you know, for like $2,500, $3,000, where I can go buy a 302, 351 Wizard. Hey, that's fine. I would love to do that. I just want to get out here, get something done, get to the track, you know, go on drag week. So that's my goals here. So hope you enjoy it. Please like, subscribe. I found this out the other day. Check this out. Like, subscribe, ring the bell, leave a comment, tell your friends, and I'll be back later. I'm working on the passenger side. I'm gonna get the 90 onto this 3 to 2.5 inch reducer. Then I'll probably cut the header off and bring it over and weld the V-band on it, or tack it on it. I've gotten some stainless wire, and I also got some stainless flux core. Just was not happy with it. I think mainly because the stainless wire was 030 or 035. I just put my 025 or 023 wire I used for sheet metal back in it, mild steel wire, and it welds like butter, so I'm just going to do that. It's all going to be under heat wrap, and yeah, the welds possibly could crack, and they're going to rust, and I don't give a crap. This is not a 100,000 mile car. If it gets that bad, I'll remake it. Maybe by then I'll feel a little more comfortable TIG welding to TIG it, but I don't right now, so I'm just going to MIG weld it, and you know, that's the way it's going to be. So I will put you guys over here while I tack weld. Get you in close. See how my horrible welding skills are. I could blow out the leaves as well. I could catch these leaves on fire. Don't feel too tight. Weld where I'm touching it. It did okay, but I think I got a bad ground. Acted like it was a bad ground. Turn the gas on, did I? Nope. Right there. It's not really a tack, but do, donkey, it'll do. That's kind of more than a tack. I don't even know if I'm showing this to the camera. But that's what I said, that 023 wire is just butter. Mrs. Buttersworth. And I'm no welder, but I'm happy. Plus, I can weld that completely all on the inside, and the outside will just be discolored. So, let me zoom out a little bit. Zoom it in too far over here. So the outside will just be a little discolored. Here's the welds on the inside. Alright. So, that's tacked in place. Still need to shorten the header. I was trying to see if I'd do that or not, but I am going to do that. That'll probably be the next thing to do. Get the saw, cut that off on this side of the tape. I was thinking about that side of the tape, but over here, I cut it that far back, and that pipe no longer is round, so that V-band actually has a register in it for a 3-inch pipe to sit in. It won't sit in. It's not round enough. But I got this billet mild steel 2 into T4 or 2.5 inch pipes. It's going to go on like that. I'll work on the crossover pipe. I've got my bellows. Work on my crossover pipe. Of course, this is probably going to be sitting back here somewhere. It's probably going to be right in the way of the water pump outlet. But, you know, who needs water? It's just more weight. We just won't run water in it. If you don't have water in it, your temperature gauge doesn't work, so you don't know that it's overheating. So it doesn't matter. Or I guess could just run methanol and not have to worry about it. Either way, work on that. I guess I need to get online and order me a straight thermostat housing outlet. And yeah, I think this is going to work. I've got a HX35 that I'd bought for a Ford 2.3. If I put this flange, let's zoom out so you can see everything. If I put the flange this way, that pretty much puts the exhaust straight out that way. So put a 90 in it, run it around there and out underneath the car somewhere. Okay, on the hideous side of things, I kind of beat the shock towers back around and tried to weld them to the roll bar tube. They're not quite symmetrical, but I don't give a shit. I'm going to get these, the tops of them attached to the roll bar somehow today. I haven't really figured that out, but I've got to make some kind of brackets to get the roll bar. But before I attach these, you could take this and just twist this all around. It is really solid now. Just from this little horrible bit of welding I did, I need to grind some of that down and redo it. When I got to the driver's side, I dialed in my settings a little more because it was tough to, number one, I'm not a very good welder, especially vertical. So what I need to do is grind that back down. Actually, I'll wait till my brother comes over and then grind it back down, let him weld it. The other thing I ran into is I was mocking up the turbo. Obviously this, I tried it like that, but the turbo is just all up in the water pump. The air filter is going to sit right on top of the pulley, but then I got to thinking, let me loosen this up. It's just a little too tight. Loosen this band clamp up. Maybe that's enough. Yeah. So I was thinking is turning it like that. Ordered the VS 7875, VS Racing 7875. Shit, I don't even remember which one to order now. They got so many different versions, but I was stuck between the 1.25 or the 0.96 AR. The 0.96 uses a 3-inch exhaust, which I think is going to be easier to package. It's good, I think they say, for 850 wheel horsepower. I was doing some calculators, will put me down to low 9s. So I guess if I want to go faster in the future, I could just upgrade the exhaust housing to a 1.25, which is a 4-inch exhaust. Maybe a little bit harder to package. I also have to go online and find, I know there's people that make flat exhaust, so I can transition it. What I like to do on the 0.96 is immediately out of the back of the turbo transition it to 3.5 inch, so there's less back pressure behind the turbo, which is always a good thing. And then I know there's people that make flattened exhaust, so I could transition from around 3.5 to a flattened, more rectangle. Get it out from under the car, get it out under that outrigger down there, and have it go back at least to in front of the back tire and turn out. Put some kind of cool exhaust tip, because I really just don't. I don't know, I think it's just overplayed now. Everybody's cutting holes in the hoods and the fenders, go up through the fenders to the top of the fender, because this has got big flat fenders, up through the hood, out through the side of the fender, which, I may talk shit about it now, but I may end up doing that, because that may be the only thing I can do. But right now I'm going to see if I can put the turbo like this. The one thing I've got to do is cut off the tacks. It can't go like that, because the exhaust and intakes will be pointing straight up and straight down. So I'm about to rotate this 90 degrees, which I hope doesn't put it too far out here, which might not be too bad. All right, well, I think I'm calling it quits until I get the actual VS Racing turbo in. I'm thinking somewhere about right there. I've also ordered the LS3, a 6.2 Camaro water pump that has the outlet on this side. That way I could have a true cross-flow radiator, where the inlet to the radiator is up here and the outlet, or vice versa. Anyway, down low over there, I got a straight water neck coming, so that would go under the turbo. So what I'm thinking here, let me shorten this thing up, and I got you guys in so close, is come out, come up, through pie cutting it a little bit, cutting it off 90. I just don't know if I'm gonna have it. I also have to look to see how I can get the second pipe over. There is enough room to come between the frame and the header, so I could come to either one. I think it needs to be on an angle like that, so the air inlet tube. There we go. Get you guys leveled. Air inlet tube. Somewhere about right. Quit swinging. Somewhere about right there at that angle. Like I said, I want to get the VS 7875 so I can see exactly how the volute is on it. I think this would clear. Of course, this isn't the LS3 water pump, but clear the different water pump with the tensioner. So I have a water pump with a tensioner coming along with a straight neck for the thermostat. Then I could get the exhaust real tight up through there and down, I think. Or, as I have said over and over, I don't want to exit through the fender. I could just shoot it out the fender. But we'll see. So get the turbo in. I'll probably order a couple more pieces of stainless so I can have enough to cut up and make bends. I don't know if I like this whole thing or not, but I think it works. It would go down under the balancer and then come up under here and come up. I just don't know if I want the like this. I almost think about crisscrossing the tubes, that this header to get the turbo out just a little bit more. And I guess if I'm pie cutting, it doesn't really matter. So I guess it'd be easier to have this. I'm just trying to figure out which way it's going to be neater. To have the passenger side header, which is I'm looking at right now, go into the left port of the turbo flange, or crisscross them. Have the passenger side go in here, have the driver's side cross under and go behind it, but I think that would run into some real estate problems, so I'll just move it over as far as I feel like I need to, coming off of the pipe. Yeah, that's probably gonna work better. and have it go out into this one. So left to left, right to right, because the right one can come up right under here, turn to 90, almost 90 up into it. Should make that bend pretty easy. I think the turbo is probably about the right height. Obviously the volut's not clocked. It'd be interesting to see when I get the turbo, depending on how the volute is shaped, maybe send it back and get the reverse one. Because I think I ordered the Gen 2.5, and I think they offer the 0.96 in reverse. So, reverse means the compressor spins the other way, so the volute, instead of coming off this side, would come off this side, and if I rotated it over, it'd be at the top. I could point it right towards the intercooler, but I don't know. We'll see about that. Ordered the turbocharger from Summit because I knew if I wanted to do that, it would be okay. Summit would be okay to deal with to get it sent back. So, well, that's the update for today. I wish I'd gotten further. Hopefully by next weekend I'll have the turbo. Maybe I can talk my brother into coming over. I can get a lot more done with 2 people and another set of eyes and someone who's been a professional fabricator before. And we've built a couple of race cars together before, so 2 heads are better than 1. We drink a lot of beer, so that'll be good too. So you guys take it easy. Like, subscribe, leave comments, ring the bell, and I'll see you next week.